There we go. Okay, so now we should be available in YouTube. Sorry about that, guys. My mistake. Anyway, welcome to the webinar. We'll go through the live order flow in Bookmap. My mistake. And general disclosure, all Bookmap Limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. The risk disclosure, trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, so we'll go through the live order flow. We will have the onboarding webinar later today. This is for people new to Bookmap. Thank you, Stephen. Yeah, hit the like button, everybody, if you like this as we continue on with the education. The onboarding webinar will get you connected to Bookmap and up and running. Right. So if you're interested in that, I put the link into the chat there so you can come to the webinar. It's only half an hour long, but we'll get you up and running and guide you through the whole process. Bookmap Academy members, I keep showing this slide here. You'll get free access to the MBO bundle add-on. Stephen, I think this was also something you had we chatted about, so that's why I held off because we are offering it free for this month here. Okay, 1 month, and you can get 2 times the credit here with your Bookmap Academy journaling if you use the MBO bundle within the journaling. All right, so it's a nice way to give it to you guys and let you play around with it and start to integrate maybe stops and icebergs and other MBO data within some of your trading. All right, so anyway, we will also prorate your subscription if you are already subscribed to it. All right, anyway, let's jump in. Let's take a look at these markets. We're looking at the S&P E-mini. And you can see the drive upwards here since the cash open. Okay, so not bad. Our opening range breakout trade it'd be mildly profitable at the moment. And high liquidity is up here at 54.85. Okay, and we're seeing some buying interest still coming in. Is starting to kind of go sideways here a bit. So look at the relative volume within this range. That's what we want to look at in here in the order flow. Okay, and what do I mean by relative volume? Okay, very, very simply, compare the green dots to the red dots. We can look at the red bars and the green bars as well. Okay, now these are volume delta bars and delta dots, meaning it's buy minus sell. So a green dot is clearly more buying than selling. And then this gives us a feel for it all within this area in here, right? It is this area in here we are interested in, and we get a feel for it, right? So there's it's pretty equal. I mean, look at the bars as well as the dots. Okay, I like both displays in here quite a bit. I think it offers quite a lot. We can see clearly strong volume in here on the buy side. Also this little kind of area in here, but then there's strong selling right in here. So we see it here, we see it here, a little bit in here as well. So it's really back and forth right now. Okay, now here's something. Okay, and is this a tradable event? Yeah, it is. Now for a scalp only, and again, let me just go through the risk disclosures again. This is not a trading room, but we will look for order flow activity to give us insight to what's going on. And then we will take positions, but just to show and demonstrate, it's for education only. This is a demo paper trading account. It does say real down here in the lower right-hand corner, but it is not. It is a demo account. All right, I'll show you that here. We turn on the trading. You can see it right here. It says ES demo sim account. That's what I'm trading into right here. All right. Here's what I saw up here very quickly. Okay, so it's a little double top in here. You see buyers, buyers, retest, no buyers and some sellers. All right, so now it's not much of an event, right? It's a scalp. Okay, but this is one of the benefits of using Bookmap is you can scalp very successfully in here. Well, at least this, it's up to you for the success part. We visualize this data very, very well for scalpers, okay? Because we just went through, it retested up here and we're not finding buyers, find some sellers. All right, so what do? We can look at a measured move of this right here and see where it might go, right? Down to another area. And what do we have down here? Right in that little area right here. It's great, it's perfect. We have some high liquidity right there. That's where you take profit on the scalp and you look for the next opportunity. And that's it, right? It's not a longer term trade than that for this scalp that we're covering here. In fact, if you scalped it here, you might even want to get out at the bottom of this range or this range here. In this case, we hit the measured move and we hit the high liquidity here. Okay, why did it work? Okay, and again, this is not a higher time frame example, but it worked because of the order flow in here. Okay, there's some high liquidity in here. Let's just zoom in here a little bit. There's some high liquidity in here, not much, right? It transacted in here. We see it price come back down, price come back up, and then we didn't find buyers. We found sellers. So we'd look for that move down to high liquidity or some of these swings in the range here in the price action. Okay, again, very short-lived. Now what has happened? We found buyers back up here where we didn't find them on this second top here. Now we did, and now we find more. So now this is going to break out and go up and test this 85 liquidity here. Okay? At least that's what I would look for. Okay? Now, is that a scalp event as well? Yeah, it is. Okay, so now let's take a look here. We'll probably trade it. It'll probably trade into it right now. There we go. You have to be very, very quick on these. Yeah, I would be out already. It would have been just like a point or two of a move into that high liquidity. I always front run it by a tick or two, and that's it. Good morning, Malek. See you over on YouTube there, and others over here in Discord. All right. Always good to see these guys in the academy over here in Discord. So yeah, John, Kevson. I don't actually, Kevson, I haven't seen you in the academy. But we have Pete, Shark Baloo, Steven, Trading His Life. Yeah, good stuff. Shark, here's your setup right here, right in front of us. Beauty. Okay, I turn my head away. I hate it when that happens. But it's a beautiful one. Here's your 1, 2, 3 right in front of us. I mean, just look at that. High liquidity, high liquidity. Okay, we were looking for the scalp into that. It pulls back. It cannot make a higher high. We find sellers. We break a trend line and we see the move back down. We even get a low volume pullback to this area here for a potential reload for the continuation. Okay, beautiful move. But let's take a look at this in bigger picture context. Okay, we don't know. Is it going to blast through this high liquidity and come up to 90 and then hit the figure up here at 5,500? It still may. But on this smaller time frame, we know what unfolded. Okay? We had high liquidity, we traded into it, and we see some sellers. Buyers cannot lift it any higher. We break it, get a low volume pullback, and you could look for an entry in this little area in here, and then take it down to the swing or high liquidity, or the swing or high liquidity. Okay, and then that move is over. Anyway, all right, Steven. So you got your gaming mouse. Excellent. All right. So yeah, it's thank you to Rob on that. I know Trader Pete as well, like and was getting uh, some insight from Rob on that. Yeah, I mean it's like geez, these gaming things, like the gaming mouse or like Stream Decks, etc. Like there's so many buttons and things. So here's another potential. Now we don't. It's not a really great setup here, okay? Because we don't have that high liquidity in here, right? So yeah, now you can see we went through it, but here's again the same kind of little double top in here. And we also did not find a lot of sellers down here, right? So it's still going higher here. So this was not. It looks like it's similar, but it's not. It didn't have the elements that we're looking for. Okay, now here it exhausted up here. Now we're finding some sellers. Okay, so actually let's see if we can actually take that down, okay, to just down to, and I would get out right there, to be honest. Okay, that would be it. So it was a very quick scalp again from seeing the exhaustion here, some exhaustion here, starting to find sellers, no buyers, exhaust out, can't make a higher high. We found sellers here. We're looking for a quick move down to this liquidity. That's it. Okay. Now, what we're covering in here now, again, we didn't have high liquidity in here, but we had something else though. Okay. Wow, there we go. There's a big move. So we got some maybe some data here or geopolitical stuff. Let's see if we can take advantage of this. We look right here for maybe a sell. There we go. All right, and let's see if we can ride that down to maybe this or the figure down here. There's a high volume node here. There's some high liquidity in here too. Okay, pretty choppy. Okay, there's a double bottom here. This is not what we want to see, right? I'm going to get out of that. Okay, it's just not worth the risk here. Now, if we start to come back down here and we see that selling again, then it's likely, we'll trade back down to 50 here. Okay, but this could really it's volatile. I'm not sure exactly what unfolded there. It's a weird time, so someone must be speaking or some event, geopolitical event unfolded. Okay. So anyway, this is the double bottom that we're talking about, and there was the potential here to be squeezed, right? So anyway, again, this is not. Let's see here. Thank you, Dan. Expects tariffs to. Okay, so making little progress in tariff discussions. All right, so now we traded back down to that 54.50. Yeah, I got shaken out on that. But I just want to show you, like, same idea in here for, I don't know what the event was, but this is what I saw. Strong move again, and then some back and forth in here. And then we come back down, and now I see buyers down here. Okay, I don't want to see buyers down here, and pretty strong buying, right? So that's what did it. Yeah, it in the end you can see what happened. We don't even make a higher high here, and the sellers do come back in, and our original target was this 50 here. Now we really kind of missed the move here on that. Anyway, okay, so we're down below the cash open, and here, Now let's take a kind of a, a deep breath here and a step back and take a look here. What's going on in our candlestick chart? Okay, so let's start with the daily in here. And you can see that kind of spinning tops in here the last couple of days. Okay, so not much, really not much going on here. We are below the selling that came in on April 10th. And look at the hourly in here. Again, this, we kind of have like a little double top in here after yesterday's gap up. And now we're seeing those sellers come in. Now let's look at the 15-minute chart here. So we just tested this swing low here on the 15-minute chart. This was yesterday at the close. All right, and yeah, we're starting to see some buyers off of that area. Right. So anyway, we'll see if the sellers re-engage back here or not. You can see the move up after testing that swing. All right. So coming back to the cluster in here where we saw that little double bottom in here that got it, kind of shook me out of it, and then we got a really nice move afterward. We're coming right back to that cluster though. All right, so we can look for exhaustion up here, or maybe we'll trade through. Okay, but let's take a look at this relative volume compared to this relative volume in here. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot more selling than buying. Okay, and this is a pretty big retracement here. Okay, so let's see if we get another maybe an opportunity here on a low volume pullback up to here. Yeah, that would have been potentially it. I'm going to hold off. It's just I'm not really seeing it in here right now. And we have that high liquidity up here. Some of it transacted here at 60, but not at 61.5 or so. Let's see, any questions? What is the triangle? Oh, yeah, the triangles, these little triangles in here. Thank you, Alois. Yeah, these are the trades, right? All right, let's take a look at this context again in here. Everything just got disrupted here around 10:17 or so. Yeah. So everything is a little different now, and we got to look at it that way. Okay, so we're still seeing some weakness in the market, but we do see this high liquidity up here wanting to buy here. And I imagine we're going to trade right through it here. Okay, in fact, maybe we can get a pullback here. And let's see here. That's a little too early maybe there, but same idea was looking for here on this little pullback in here, and now continuation, right? Let's kind of manage this one here a little bit better. All right, so high liquidity down here, it was just pulled. Maybe we can go down to this high liquidity down here around 30 or so. Okay, this is not going to be an easy ride. I don't imagine. I think it's going to be pretty choppy, but we'll see. Again, guys, this is not a trading room, but I will go over what I was looking for in here. Okay, now we're looking for, and now again, one of the things in here for a scalp is I want to cover this. This is really important. This is not like really letting it run with a scalp. We're looking for a decisive entry and exit. And in fact, we're seeing the move right back up here. Okay, now let's just see if this fails, and then we continue on lower here. Okay, because we just scalped, or we see the move just back up above the swing here. Okay, and then looking for those sellers to come in again. And let's see if we can get some follow through now down to 30. Seeing buyers. Still seeing buyers. Okay, right back up to our entry. Now let's see if we get our sellers here. It's a high volume node here. Okay, buyers going through it. Interesting. Okay, but back up to the swing here. Now looking for it to fail up here. Okay, there's our sellers. Okay, we're going to enter again, pretty much at the same spot. And I'm going to move this guy up in front of this liquidity here. Okay, so now we're looking for these sellers to now break the, there's a little trend here, right? So the order, we want to see that shift and change in the order flow. So here we go. Okay, that's what we're looking for. I was looking for it here actually, and we had one more test and then we got it. All right, well, let's see if we can get a move, a follow through down maybe a bit further here this time. Okay, because we have a lot of buying in this little area here, and we want to see if we can get below that on some selling here. Okay, and then these guys will feel a bit of a crunch. There's quite a bit of buying. Okay, back up to the swing. It looks like they might be going for our liquidity up here at 60, right? And that would stop us out. I'm going to move my stop just in front of the high or behind the high liquidity here. All right, so let's see now. Up here, we're still finding some buyers, but it's not like it was over in here, right? So now I'm looking for them just to exhaust out. I'm looking for the sellers to come in and then move price away. So we're starting to see some of that right in here. See that? And then here are our sellers here. So now let's see if the sellers, they should be able to take it down. Are they interested in selling? Due to the news, I would imagine so. Maybe we can come back down into, well, I'm going to move this up in front of the high liquidity here at 54.40. Nope, still buying interest. Still taking this higher here. So this is just a squeeze, really. I mean, they're squeezing us. I'm due to this news. I mean, like we do see this volume coming in here, right, in this area in here. But due to this news, the sellers are still in control in this move. Yeah, we're going to get stopped. So we're stopped out on that. All right, well, let's see if we can hit this. I'll look for the same setup again in here, as long as we can see if we can hit this 60 liquidity here, maybe a little bit higher here, 61. And we'll look for the same setup in here. Okay, there's some exhaustion right there. Okay, but I want to see some selling come in. Okay, bigger picture, maybe just up to the swing up here, and the relative volume is pretty good, but then this one might maybe just turn into a range bound here. Range bound trade. Okay, there we go. There's that move into that liquidity there. It's a low volume node right there. Okay, so now we're hunting and looking for our sellers. There they are. We're going to start to kind of peel into this trade here. So one was a market, one was a limit. And then we will look for moving our targets around a bit here. In fact, we'll get in another, and we'll look for maybe we can get down to 54.50 here. Okay, so this was averaging. This is more of averaging into it, and we're still getting squeezed here. Okay, we saw the selling here. One more. Let's see if these buyers, if that's it for these buyers, and we get our sellers here again. should be able to take it down. There they go. Okay, so now they've got some room to run here on the sell side too. I'm going to move one target in front of the high liquidity here at 54.50, which is a high volume node as well. There's our low volume pullback trade right there. We can even get in again. Okay, so what I'm doing there was, here's our pullback, right? God, still some buying pressure, but our sellers, our pullback, and then surprisingly, we found some buyers again here. Okay, right back to where it sold off. Okay, and that one stopped out. Okay, sellers coming right back in. Low volume pullback. And sellers. Yeah, too slow. Okay. I'm going to move this. We'll take our profit at the figure here. Move it down just a little bit. All right, let's see. This has been kind of tricky, and we knew that after this move here was going to be kind of tricky. It's just not going to be easy, and there's going to be a lot of gaming in some of these levels in here, and it's still going on. We haven't hit the figure yet. I am using, Philip, I'm using the Map Pro right now. It's right here. This is the instrument. So, it's kind of funny you mentioned that. The Map Pro is the last few days we haven't had to use it now because let's just grab this here. All right, so we're out one position there, just in front of in front of 54.50, and then now we'll just let this run here. Looking pretty good to let it run here. This is a nice pattern that we like in here as well. Okay, so selling, not buying, not buying, selling, selling again, looking for follow through. Okay, now we got to get through this high volume node and the figure here. So we get another bit of a pullback here at the moment. And here we go. Okay, so now the high liquidity is here at this 45 level, and that's the swing down here too. Right, so this is where there are willing buyers down here. So Philip, let's see if we can get out of this second leg here, and then let's see how we're going to manage this here for the day. Yeah, I'm okay with it. Like just keep it down here. I see this high liquidity just coming in here at 40. So we might want to move our target up to that swing here, right? All right, so yeah, we'll turn our heads away for a minute here, and let me just show you this, Philip. This is really pretty interesting. I thought that you've heard these concepts. You've heard people talk about, well, I only trade stocks or futures like when the algos aren't trading. And what does that mean? Like when the algos aren't trading? Well, it means like when there's volatility that these market making algos won't accept the risk. They don't want to accept the risk. So what does that exactly mean? Like it's a period like during now, those last few weeks of volatility in the marketplace, and then that volatility is too much risk, right? So this band of algos in here that we've been seeing in here for several months, you can see it starting to come back in right now. So yesterday I didn't even look at the Trader Map Pro. Today I am, because this is more prominent in here and it's kind of messing up the heat map a bit. God, we're still finding buyers in here, really, all the way back up to this swing here. Unbelievable. Okay. Well, yeah, we knew it wasn't going to be an easy ride here. Anyway, so coming back to this, see the band in here, and you can see it right here. There's about 262, 181 or so. Also down here, 171 or 271 and 200 down here, right? This algo band. So it messes up the heat map. So anyway, we didn't have to use it yesterday, the Trader Map Pro. Now the Trader Map Pro version here of this instrument will take out that algo activity. Okay, so that's why we don't see that algo band in here any longer. Unbelievable. Wow. Should I even move my stop? Okay, so we're stopped out on that. Okay, that's unfortunate. This is kind of nutty price action in here after a big move down. We had the right idea in here. We got out some, but we got stopped out on quite a few in here. And we're right back up here again after that news. So this is just squeezing higher, after some at least we can see the market reaction to some bad news in here. Okay, still sellers still dominating though in this area from here on down. Okay, so we have high liquidity up here at 75, and maybe that's where we've got to go and test here, which is going to be pretty close to highs of the day here. Some pretty big swings in here. Well, actually, I should probably take some of that back. This would be like a 40-point swing on up here. A few days ago, a 40-point swing we had happen in minutes. So we take a look at this in here. Like this is the last 2 days. I mean, look at that. Deflation there in terms of volatility. Right, these are pretty big candles in here. Some of the biggest. for the last, like, 5 years or so, I think, right? So it went right back to VWAP at 60. Let's see here, and through it. Trading is life. I don't know. Trading is life. How are you when you get days like, or some odd action like this in here? How do you manage your VWAP? Let's turn it on in here. Okay, so here's the selling, right? And then the selling comes in just like this, right? Unbelievable, right? Well, this is the environment we're in. It's pretty sharky here, and we still have not. Oh God, we're just getting killed. I'm looking for get those sellers in here, and then we should hit it. No. Squeeze, selling. Okay. This is again, guys, just to kind of show like this price action, and then like how we might consider taking advantage of it in volatility. And um, we had our idea for the move back to here, selling coming in, looking for the move back down. Again, another squeeze in here. Now we're just right in the middle in here. Again, sellers though took control again in this area from like the 67 on down. It is very random, Valley Fund. Hey, nice to see you in here. Yeah, absolutely. And then after these kinds of squeezes, just like this, then someone releases, or something happens like this. This is the environment we're in. So we have the direction right. But then this happens, it unfolds like this, and it's like it makes you kind of like think that everything's rigged against you. But this is the environment, right? This is going to happen again. Exactly what just happened now. We'll likely get the squeeze back up above 75 here, and then we'll see something similar, just like this. Anyway, let's so Valley Foundry, Woody, are you trading anything in terms of the stocks? I mean, one of the things that's nice about the stocks is you can, have the market reacting to something very different, right? For an individual stock, it could be doing its own thing. Yeah, it is nutty. So trading is life. I'm just kind of curious, like so you've got your VWAP strategies. What kind of meaning does it have for you? I'm just kind of curious how you use it. Maybe you're starting to use the anchored VWAP a lot more in this environment, because I can't make heads or tails of it when this kind of stuff happens. The swings still make sense to me. I know there's going to be a reaction around some of these areas. The high liquidity always makes sense to me, and also the swings with the transactions, exhaustion, absorption, etc. Okay, so these are all from post wide swings coming from posts from Truth Social this morning. Okay, makes sense. I mean, like we're trying to, hey, look, I'm okay being in positions in this, and I just want to, I just want to kind of take a step back and just say, like, guys, like, we've always said this isn't a trading room. Okay, we see an order flow kind of setup or an event or something like this, and then we want to show how to manage it around it. and not too good so far today. We had some good ideas and they started to play out, but then we see these big squeezes and these big swings like this, and nonetheless, like as long as you can kind of start to understand like how to trade in maybe this environment, or being in a position in volatility, it can be valuable, right? So we're not really in that sense, we're not looking for something that's high probability here. Okay. And one thing for sure, we've talked about this, is we don't want to we have our setups, we have our belief in our setups, and we don't want to jeopardize our beliefs in our setups, our confidence. When that starts to happen, everything can start to spiral out of control, right? So keep the management, take the stop, keep the management tight, and try not to either don't trade or trade in a way kind of like we are here, of looking at some of these positions in here, and using it as kind of I don't know, kind of experimenting or guidelines in here. We look for this to happen and it didn't, and why? I don't know. I hope this is making sense. It's yeah, it's a challenging environment. Again, I'm still looking for this high liquidity down here. Now the first one did trade here. Okay, this one hit at this 45 level, but the 40 level did not. And then here comes the squeeze, right? Here comes the squeeze. So they just keep buying up. Maybe it'll hit this 75 up here, and then tank again. Right now, this is something that what I would just trying to make sense of some of this activity in here, and some of the trading activity along with it. Okay, so let's take a look at what has unfolded just in the recent past here. Okay, well, one thing we do know is, like, we know that the selling came in like this here, and really kind of wiped out all of this buying to the upside. Okay, so everything was going up higher, and then here's our 15-minute chart up into this area here, just above yesterday's high, or this swing here, and then we failed hard. Okay, now we're back up, and now we're kind of in the middle, back here again. Now, to try to make some sense of this, right? Let's just look at kind of back test this a little bit, and take a look at some of these areas in here, because like yesterday, for example, you go back and you take a look and you'll see these kinds of squeezes to the upside, and it will slightly break out, and then you'll see the move right back down, retest an area, and then the buyers come right back in and then just slightly break the high again, and then the sellers come right back in again. Right, and this is very, very frustrating price action. Okay, but that's the reality here, right? Like right now, here's we see some buying here, we see some exhaustion here. We just don't see a cluster of sells in here. Okay, so I would look for those sellers to come in right here, like we have in this setup. Okay, now watch. Buyers will come back in here, and I'm anticipating them to squeeze and come back up. Now, we don't know, but that's what it's been doing. That's what's been happening to us, right? So this strategy has not been panning out as well in this environment. See, but look at how good it looks. It's looking great here. It should break, right? We should be getting short right here. We should be, looking for the move right back down into some of the swings or high liquidity here. Okay, And then now watch, let's see if the buyers start to build some consensus here and come right back up and kind of squeeze the top here, top edge. And there we go, on cue. Okay, so let's see it squeeze a little bit higher here, and then we'll short it. There we go. Okay, and then now we'll short that. Okay, and see if we can get a scalp back down. No, still squeezing, still squeezing. Okay, and I'm looking for it to hit the 75 up here. Now I'm just going to move these up pretty high. I mean, this is picture perfect. Some high liquidity. It didn't trade that liquidity here at 65, but we see the exhaustion, we see the selling, and we get the move, and then we see the buyers come back and squeeze again. Okay, so now let's watch. Okay, looking for these sellers, and let's see if we can get our takedown here. Okay, no, still squeezing. Okay, now another thing that if we take a look at some of these moves like this, we have to be prepared. So where's it going to go? And it's going to happen probably pretty quickly, right? I'm still looking for this high liquidity down here at 40. Okay, now I do see some here now at 56 up here near this swing here. Okay, so I'm going to put one up there as well. And then I have one kind of down by this previous high liquidity here, or previous swing down here. And I'll just keep it there for now. Corwin, yeah, rug pulling manipulation. Yeah, I mean, it is like, you know, kind of just kind of keeps, you know, building, and then it is, you know, a catastrophic failure, right? And we're looking for that. We're anticipating that behavior. Okay, so now watch this. Okay, watch the buyers in here. We're just into profit down below the little swing here, but now watch the buyers squeeze it again. You know, right up to, you know, probably up into here. 70 and our 75 level is, you know, still looks good. And it just keeps building, right? Keeps building. And we want to see it trade into and through a little bit and then look to sell. And again, it's not a trading strategy. We're kind of working it out, forward testing here. But this is the environment, and this kind of like oh, I don't know. You know, I know prop firms have exercises similar to this. They have and this guy just pulled his liquidity here and added it lower, so will we. Okay. And one of the prop firms, or some of the prop firms, one of the exercises they have is to always be in a position, always. So it's about trade management. So, and once you are long, you know, all you can do is reverse and go short. Okay, so you will take profit, but then you're going short. So you're always in a position. It's a pretty hard exercise. Okay, now watch again. So watch the squeeze here. Okay, probably up to the swing up near 68 to 70 here after this move into this 58 level here. And let's see if we get this. I don't know if you're missing much of anything, Malek, to be honest. We keep looking for setups in here. We think we got it, and then we just keep seeing that the market drive higher, and then like rather catastrophic kind of move here. Okay, now this is getting interesting. So selling the passive sellers a little bit lower here at 68 in front of 70. Valley Fund, it says 54.70. You got an iceberg. Okay, that means we'll have the ability to turn on icebergs onto the Trader Map Pro soon. Okay, just to let you know about that. Yeah, we got some changes coming there, some good changes. But right now, I need to go into stops and icebergs here, turn them on here in the regular Bookmap symbol, and then it will transfer over to the Trader Map Pro. Right. So let's see, which one are you talking about? 11 o'clock. 54.70. Okay, Valley Fine, I don't see it. Very much so. Market chopping around, Kevson. Very much so. And again, look at the move here, right? It's still same thing here. The move lower here, then now watch it just kind of squeeze higher here. I'm looking for this to go up into 68, 70, and maybe we can get up into 75. Okay? Anyone short in here, they're just gonna feel the pain here. And then we'll see the move lower. Let's see here, Valley Fund, what do you got? Okay, so you're looking at the subchart, right? Okay. Okay, so you're looking at this iceberg in here. Yeah, right around 11. Is that right? 10, 54.70 is what you said. Right. Okay, let's see the squeeze, buyers. Let's see you do it here. This is exactly what we're anticipating. On cue. All right, so that 68 liquidity just transacted. It's still going higher. All right, and there's our move, right? Guys, you know, you can't make this stuff up. right? I'm looking for more out of this move. You know, see how, look how quickly this moved away from up here after just dragging up into this. I'm actually surprised, to be honest. I thought we'd get a little bit higher trade up into maybe the 71. Well, we're still there. Here they come again. So yeah, looking for the move up into 70, 71 and a quarter here, and then looking for another, you know, pretty big sell off here. Oh, right. Yeah, thank you, Alois. I understand what you mean, Valifan. No, exactly what Alois is saying. So there, you can't see the only icebergs that you can see in Bookmap are transacted icebergs. That's it. Uh, and once it starts to transact, now we can track it though in Bookmap. See, like this right here, there's 19 there and 23 here, right? In the live book right now. Okay, here's 21 still up here in the live book. Now we don't know how much is behind this here. All we know is that 21 transacted. There could be 2,000 behind it, right? Now, what did he do? You can see it very briefly in here. It filtered it out, but it was canceled. I don't know if you guys, can you guys see that right there? Here, let me see if I can. I know I can go back in and show it, but right here it says C21. So that 21 iceberg transactions, this seller here had enough of it and canceled it. Okay, so that is complete now. We don't know what else his actions were. Sometimes you can see it move as well. With the blue line of the icebergs, it'll, you know, maybe he canceled it or and moved it to another price level, and we can track that too. We know that. Okay, so yeah, large orders up in the order book, like in these areas up in here, these are not icebergs. Okay, they're simply not. It's just liquidity. It's just limit sell orders. There could be icebergs in there. We just don't know. Okay, once they start to transact, then we know. All right, so here we go again. All right, we came back down to the swing here, okay, and barely broke it, and now we're seeing buyers come back in. Now I would look again, like, since this is the behavior in here right now. This is a beautiful low volume pullback flag pattern, looking for the continuation of sellers to hit the bid hard here. We will probably see buyers come back in and move it back up to maybe 64, or even up into like this 67 up in this area in here. Again, this kind of grinding squeeze, but everything we know in terms of order flow, typical environment. We see that high liquidity, less buyers here, sellers come in, drive it lower, low volume pullback back to this area structurally where it broke from these swings here, and there's no buying here, right? And we see selling again here. This is looking really good to come back down here. Now here come the buyers to squeeze it, right? Now watch, I bet you it's like a gambling, a bet. We just have seen this behavior that will get the squeeze back up again. Okay. Okay, well, they not much follow through on the buyers. They tried a little bit here. Now maybe they'll get another swing here and come back up to the 61, 62 here. But yeah, everything is looking good for it to drop. Right, and that's not what happens here. And then we get the grind higher, and then we get the drop. Oh, no worries, Valley fan. Uh, no, an iceberg is a very particular order type. Another clarification on icebergs. The icebergs that we are displaying here in Bookmap are native icebergs to the CME. Here comes our squeeze again, guys. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable, right? I mean, you just can't make this stuff up. So uh, they are native here to the CME. That means that there are synthetic icebergs, meaning like there's platforms out there like TT. They offer an iceberg order type. Okay? And they also offer co-location. So you can actually have a space on a server and have an algo trade an iceberg order co-located next to the exchange using TT. And now it's not an advertisement for TT. I'm just saying those kinds of icebergs we cannot show here in Bookmap. We don't know who's trading those or when those are transacting. But if it's native to the CME, they're icebergs order types from the CME, then we know, right? So guys, look at this squeeze here, and then we came up to just about here, and then we see the selling come back in, and then we should see. I would look for these buyers here trying to buy the bottom edge in here for them to get squeezed to the downside here, but we'll see here. Yeah, we just keep grinding, 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 and then like, boom, move lower. Okay. Another thing, these are just kind of, we've been talking about some ideas in here for trading in this kind of environment. Another one that I think is really important is be prepared for a very volatile move to unfold. And look at this. Okay, we're even back up above this swing here. Unbelievable. We'll probably come back up and trade up into 75 now. Just see these grinding moves. And funny to see this kind of going up on some selling in here. Okay, we see the selling, but then it just keeps grinding higher here. In hindsight, this range would be easy to trade. Yeah, maybe so. You just look at the swings, you know. Just in that case, you'd just be looking at your candles and you'd be looking at your swings, and that's it, right? There's a big advantage though to looking at Bookmap here. We look at the high liquidity at some of the swings, right? And then you see the moves happen. We've been talking about that for quite a while now recently because this is how the NQ typically trades. Now the ES is trading like the NQ. This kind of action here is exactly like in my mind these kinds of swings without some sort of bottoming or topping pattern or whatever is a lot like the NQ or something more volatile. You see these kinds of moves, it trades high liquidity and then it moves away, right? And it just continues over and over and over again. Now that said, let's jump over to the NQ. Now the NQ is so thin right now. This is what the heat map looks like in here. It's almost binary. Here, we'll have to restore the settings here. Okay, look at the liquidity in here, single digits. You can still see high liquidity. Here's 36, here's 12, here's like 10 or so contracts up here. So it's still, the heat map is still everything's working. It's just extremely thin. When it's really thin like this, it makes it more difficult, right? I mean, look at this: 7, 6, 5. They're almost all equal all the way down here, right? So the high liquidity is up here though, and the same idea here. Look for that high liquidity to trade, and then the market to come back down into the middle. Yeah, this is looking great for a breakout trade right here. Beautiful. After all of this back and forth in here, here's your boy, you don't see much buying up here, but then you start to see the buying picking up right in this area in here for a squeeze higher. The micro is a lot better, Kevson. Okay. Cash idea. How do I know it's going for a reversal? No, I don't. I just look for the behavior here in the past, recent past here, and I anticipate that moving forward. Okay, and I'm looking for this high liquidity to trade, and then I'm looking for some selling to come back in. Okay, so let's see here. Now, is this finished here? High liquidity, this 69 area here, or 70 traded, and now we're seeing selling. It wasn't much liquidity though, so maybe this is it. Now watch, let's see if we get buyers starting to come in here, right, and then trade back up again. Okay, but I'm looking for, there's at one point we're going to get our, likely we're going to get our big seller kind of clean out here. We're prepared for that. But in the meantime, we'll probably trade back up into this 75 liquidity. High of the day here is up at 85, right? Let's take a look at 85. What's that look like? It's up here. And we're right around here next to these two swings up in here on the 15-minute chart. Okay, so maybe a spike up into about 70, yeah, around 75 or so. Looks pretty good. Right, and then we'll see if our sellers come back in. Okay, this is, I was not anticipating covering stuff like this in today's session. But what are some takeaways from today? Okay, so a good one for me at least is, we have our setups. We know what our setups look like, and they were playing out for a little bit, and then we get squeezed. So you can either hit some singles in here, or we're actually holding and looking for bigger positions in here, and then we're feeling the pain though in the squeeze, and then we're looking for like the bigger move to unfold here. It's happened twice already. I'm looking for it to happen again, these typical trade setups in here, we get to move. We see the high liquidity in here. We get some exhaustion. We see some selling, and then just comes back down to the range, and then we see the buying come back and squeeze and take it back in. Okay, so here they come again, yet again in here. And yet again, I'm looking for it to trade up into this high liquidity here. Time frame here. There is no time frame in Bookmap. Okay, so you can see between each vertical dotted line right now, it's 1 minute. If I zoom out, that'll turn into 2 minutes. That'll turn into 5 minutes. So each dotted line in here would constitute like a 5-minute candle. Okay. All right, high liquidity here, 72 and R75. It looks like this traded here at 71 and a quarter. They'd been in the book for a while. We have some here at 72 and a half, and then some up here at 75. We didn't take a look at the VIX today. I'm curious about the VIX, so hold on just a minute. Now this is going to be delayed, this VIX. Okay, so it's free, but yeah, we see the VIX. You know, it's on the daily here. I mean, we're still in a high volatility time period here, or you know, range in the VIX. It's, you know, it's just a little bit below 30, but 30 is high. It's elevated. But it's been kind of this is that squeeze lower here that we've been experiencing as well. Okay, there's that liquidity just at 72 and a half, just transacted. We still have it up here at 75 though. You know, what's causing this kind of environment? Like, I mean, just some very skittish traders. And also news, clearly. And look at the way that this is climbing here. Again, it's just a grind higher here. Okay, so we're looking for a kind of catastrophic break of that as well. Okay, is it ready? Is this it? No, if we'd never traded to 75 here, but let's zoom out a little bit. So we went above this swing here at 70 into that liquidity here, and now we're seeing some sellers. Okay, now again, I would anticipate sellers should be able to take this down. It's looking really good here, but we'll probably see another grind higher up into this high liquidity up here. Okay, just like we have all the way through this. Okay, so I'm still kind of looking for the 75 up here. But we'll see. Okay. Anyway, odd session, some odd topics interesting topics to cover here, very different than what we've talked about before. It's outside of the kind of normal environment, so we're seeing that activity outside that normal environment or normal activity. So, you know, this is where I think you're trading. If you, I mean, we see some things happening in here, and they seem to be pretty consistent. The way people are reacting at certain areas, that's pretty consistent. If you don't like this environment and this is not your thing, then don't trade it. Right? Look for other markets to trade. Look for other times to trade. Okay, maybe the Asian session or London session, or you know, look for you know, I don't know, trading something that is just a little more stable. Okay, interesting. So we traded only up into these areas of high liquidity. Now we're getting a pretty big break here. Okay, now where is this going to go? How much selling, how much supply is there after all of this move up into here? That's a lot of buying in here. I want to see these sellers really unload though. Okay, so I'm still holding on to my targets here. Well, we have to adjust them a little bit. The liquidity is adjusted here, which we've been kind of front running a bit. Okay, so high liquidity here is just transacted here at 60. Okay, so okay, let's see if we can, boy, I mean, it looks real good down here at this 40 level. If we can get down there, that would be, well, where's low of the day here for the cash session? That would be over here. Yeah, so that would be around 32. So 40 looks pretty good. There's low volume node down underneath it as well, pretty thinly traded down here. All right, let's see. Are we going to get another big buying swing all the way back up to 75 here? Maybe. That's what it's been doing, right? But we're gonna hold it, and then we'll see. Let's see if we get that really quick move here. In fact, I'm going to move this target down to 50 down here in this swing here. Okay, I do see some liquidity coming in here around 55, just below the swings. 1, 2, 3, 4, right in here. Right, so that might be a good area as well. Okay, we'll wait and see here. And again, I'm looking for it to be pretty quick move, like some of these other moves to the downside. Okay, if we get it. Yeah, this is beautiful. Okay, so here, you know, let's see if we get follow through on this. But this could be where we get the buying coming right back in on the higher time frame, right, and a squeeze right back up into some of the swings up here, right? This is exactly the behavior. I'm still looking for follow through though to the downside. Any questions? So some of these ideas, like we've kind of for a long time, kind of years, have kind of beat around the bush regarding some of these topics, and today we're just point blank going for it and saying, like, you know, this is the behavior that we saw, that we've seen in recent price action. It's not making, it's some of the low volume pullbacks or some of the double tops, double bottoms, etc. were not working out, or they were for a quick scalp, and then that was it. And then there was no follow through though. So we kind of went back and adjusted, and then said, okay, well, if that is the case, then we will anticipate some of these moves, and then we're looking and prepared for a very quick move that, you know, might jump down to like 40 and then jump right back up to like 50. Okay, but then that'll take us out though of the trade. Okay, if we get that. Okay, I would love to see it here. It's 11:30. It's the European close right now, so we might not get the move here, but anyway, we'll see. All right, guys. So let's wrap it up. We will have the onboarding webinar later today. I'll put that link in here. So if you're new to Bookmap and you want to get up and running and connected to data, then I'll put this into the chat for you. Okay, so what we do is we'll just very quickly, we're going to cover how to get Bookmap, get data to connect Bookmap, and then connect Bookmap to the data, and then put a symbol in for each market type that we connect to. Right? Okay, guys. Well, thanks for coming, everybody, and I hope that was helpful. Very different kind of session here, and we will connect later today for the onboarding, and then we have the Bookmap Academy meeting on Thursday, and then Friday we have is a day off actually, so that's Easter holiday or Good Friday. So no sessions on Friday, guys. Just to let you know. Okay. Thanks for coming, everybody, and we'll see you next time. All right. Bye bye.